absolutely on point when it comes to the ABSA for game number 1. And Juno, I mean, she's been rocking this Eliana for ever, for a long time.
Ever since she came out, at least, yeah. You know, has had other characters under her belt, but Ellie is the bread and butter, and this is such an explosive matchup. These are two characters with incredibly weird movement, not strictly slow, but kind of slow on the ground. Big hitboxes and big kill power off stage.
Yeah, finding the proper conversions and like opening opportunities is all that the ground is really for. It's like, all right, we land to get our resources back, and now it's time for Thunderlines, for floaty double jumps, for everything that Eliana does. So then, you know, the laundry list goes on when it comes to how much mid-air control can be had. But you still got to be ready for the grounded options too. That parry on the forward tilt, certainly there. Ooh, oh, hello.
Okay, you're dying to dash attack.
Sometimes
it happens.
Sometimes it happens. Got caught with the drift. ABSA certainly pretty light.
Indeed. That is kind of one of the big differences between these two characters is like, ABSA's pretty light, so she's just going to die early in general. Ellie is more of like kind of heavyweight, midweight off the top if you want to be pedantic. But
oh, you know I want to be pedantic.
Because she's so large, it's going to be really hard for her to escape kick combos if Proto can ever get those started. And Proto's very good with their thunder kicks. Yes. But so far, we haven't actually seen much. It's been really hard. It feels like Juno has just been consistently getting these parries and these bigger openings.
Yeah, and the way that like missiles end up working, kind of.
Oh wow! Okay, well, never mind. There it is.
I mean, there's a thunder kick. Yeah, right. Just one lightning kick for the road.
Yeah.
But that's what like these missiles are meant to be there for. Wow, what a parry on the fist. Unfortunately, the immediate follow-up after the with the overheat forward strong. 2.
Yep.
3.
Oh, and the 1, 2, 3. Got it. How long was that game? That felt like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. There was kind of like not a whole lot happening until everything happened.
I love. Okay. Crowd is peak, and immediately Proto's going after it, not willing to take any sort of chanting because they're insistent on the fact that that conversion of double forward air up air was actually extremely difficult. We'll see if anybody agrees with them a little bit later. Game 2 on Rockwall though. I love active crowds.
It's great. And oh boy, okay, that's what's tricky here. Is like you might feel like you have a good start, but when Proto gets you at the ledge, oh my god, it's devastating. And there we go. That was just an entire stock spent trying to get back on stage, and there was just no wiggle room for this Eliana.
Yeah, barely able to recover the machine by getting onto the lip of the stage to begin with. But Eliana can only spend so much time while in midair, while between wall jumps and proper zip placements. Like, ABSA can just stay in the air. Excellent parry on the mine as well.
It's all about that steam for Ellie. It's like, it's tricky because if you run out of steam, suddenly your up specials are very telegraphed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
They're connected. Shoutouts to the increase of the hitbox size whenever you forward or back air on these clouds, or down air as well. Mixing that with Eliana's already large hurtbox, that's led for some, if you pause it on the hitbox frame, like absolutely ridiculous range on some of these lightning kicks. There it is.
There we go. Finally, it's not coming out from Juno, but you know, it's down 1-2 right now. I mean, Ellie can absolutely make these kinds of comebacks. That is always going to be her saving grace, is her ridiculous punish game. We're seeing hints of that right here, but the drop is incredibly tragic.
Oh, perfectly timed air dodge, but the missile still coming around. Trying to find any way to detonate this so you can get a massive conversion. There it is off the nair, and there is the finish. An overheat up strong, and just like that, I mean, you can never count out any of these. You never can count out air characters in general. They can evaporate in an instant and also blow you up at a moment's notice. So until Go is found, Juno is never out of it. Almost finding another pickup. Get the up tilt. Overheat still on mine, but the nair on DI out. And just like that.
Yeah. How do you, I mean, you know, the game said you could live. Dan thought that was fine, but I don't really know what you were supposed to do there. That's tough. It's so difficult with Eliana.
I love the pivot back to the camera for both players. The big old grin on Juno's face. It's like, oh yeah,
they're having some fun banter.
air characters in this game. You know, the Rivals
They're
1
bonkers.
in general, like, just has some absolute bonkers character design and really pushes the limit on just what is valid.
This is scary. This is a little bit scary.
I said the palm was around.
You did say the palm was around. I feel like Proto's palm was never quite on the level of their Absa. Obviously, just didn't have as much time to play the character. What I think is really going to be interesting about this matchup is what we just saw right there, that Vince. Vince stops projectiles if you can fully charge him. Going to be pretty hard to do that, but with Ellie being a character whose neutral is almost entirely built around projectiles, that could be very strong. Could be.
The hard part is that it's slow and on a cooldown. You also want to mix in a lot of just Vince usage to take center stage and to hold.
Yeah, oh boy, that is a really early kill. That's, again, all the air characters, they're all very volatile. They have a lot of kill powers and very devastating combos, but they're all either light or have weight stats that kind of allow them to be combo food and like be at risk of dying in relatively few interactions, like which is what Eliana is.
Man, these note follow-ups, it's just
Oh
been...
my goodness.
It's been free ability to contest in midair a lot more consistently. Like Note Field adds these extra stalls that that is harder and harder for Eliana to work around, because either you try to propel her high and you're contesting palm up air, or if you try to play the wall, that's where Notes and Note Field and, of course, as you mentioned, a charged up Vince can be absolutely so dangerous. Big combo there from Juno. At least finds this stock, but...
Matt,
go ahead.
I was going to say, Shades of Game 1 that we're seeing right here, basically the exact same situation, 1 stock to 2, and Proto lost that last game. So, I don't know. Like, it was such a good start for Proto, but is Juno starting to really gain some momentum here?
Man, oh man, that was sick. Getting the reverse hit of that forward air, too. Almost picking up a full combo off, but instead the Dacus off the note follow-up. 127, trying for more. Excellent parry. You can never count it out, but back air into up air, yeah, that is just a real conversion, especially off that platform. Proto pulling out the palm and finding the W.
Yeah, working pretty well there.
I was going to try to find like an alliteration for like Proto, palm, and then like maybe, you know, pick up promising positions.
All I can think of is Preciously.
Yeah, Preciously is a good one. I just can't find a synonym that begins with P for win. That's a tough one.
It is a toughy one. Anyway, interesting stage pick here. We're going to an even smaller stage. All nice and cramped here. Little room to run away from all this Ellie zoning, but also little room for Ellie to get back and manage her steam.
Yeah, there's like the double-edged sword always when you have those projectile-based neutrals, as you were talking about, Cyberhex. Like, yes, you want a lot of prevail. Oh, that is a good one. Thank you, production. But to finish my train of thought, right? Like, the 50-50 you play is like, do you want the extra space so you have room to maneuver to put out your projectiles? Or do you want less space so that when you put out your projectiles, your opponent can't maneuver around them?
Exactly. And I think that's interesting because, like, Ellie's stages, I don't know if she has one stage that's universally agreed to be bad, because there are so many schools of thought of like why people play Eliana. She's a character with such diverse and bizarre strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
I know that Juno is always like the stage. I've seen her counterpick it a bunch. It always just feels very scary, because you start managing your heat poorly, and that really is like the end-all be-all of the character, I would say, at higher levels, is like the punish game is pretty consistent. If you can be this good at Ellie, you probably have the punish unlocked, but how well can you deal with her heat? And right now, Juno looking pretty solid, gets the first stock, though. This is probably the most like back and forth kind of close first stock that we've seen this set so far.
Yeah, despite the feel of the game so far, at least at the moment, where Juno has just been in full control for a long time, Proto's not far behind. I mean, taking the stock immediately there, it was like 130 to 140 for basically the entire first stock. But you know what? The most important part about that is that Juno has been able to reliably control that steam gauge in order to set up for openings like that. Like, everything has been so fluid in her favor because she basically bet on herself for game number 4.
Exactly, yeah. It's working out beautifully. Getting some damage on this bomb. I was going to say last time 10% extra credit wasn't that much, but it was enough for the kill. And now we're at 75% extra credit. It's more than enough.
Yeah, and any like premier opening and overheat already online, but we're ejecting in order to set up for the oh man, that monkey took a big old punch to the face.
Oh,
and you know what? He's a Palm fan. Can't believe
betting it all on the overheat F strong. If Proto parried that, that would have been a dead Eliana. But here we are going to game number 5, and it's terrifying. We've seen just how coin flippy both of these matchups can feel. How it feels like just that one neutral win near the start of the game is really all you need to just swing your momentum. Honestly, just your one neutral in any stock is all you need to swing the momentum of a game. So here we are, flying by the seat of our pants a bit, and we're going back to the ABSA as well.
Yeah, that kind of feels like it telegraphs Proto wanting to pick a bit of a larger stage, you know, maybe like a Frozen Gates, a Frozen Fortress rather, or a Merchant Port, something that can add a bit of breadth, of space to maneuver around, even just from a sense of like accessible platforms as well. Like I could see like a triple pond being a selection here.
It's tricky. So Juno also went on rock wall, right? That's what we're seeing right now, I think.
Yeah.
So we're going back to the treetop. Okay.
Running it back, just changing the character.
Character and the stage skin.
True, that does matter.
Very much so. So we're getting some up airs here. I'm interested. I mean, I want to say this kind of can work a little better for ABSA. ABSA does just kind of have more flexible movement with her zips. However, again, it's kind of the same thing as Eliana, where you sacrifice a lot of ability to run away instead of pound safely.
And it all comes down to those like extra secondary mechanics, right? I mean, there's a ton of steam getting put out here, but as much as Juno in game number 4 was able to completely and utterly control her own steam gauge, Proto is now saying, I'm going to try and wrestle that control away from you at any moment, and doing so with Cloud and a little bit more of this like potent air-to-airs as opposed to like Palm's more setup-y style. It's a valid train of thought, but if you find yourself at the wrong end of a scramble, like, ABSA does not have the survivability in order to take those punches.
Yeah. Neither of these characters have great frame data for scrambles, but they both have some gnarly knockback and some early kill confirms.
Overheat online, trying to get out of that. Yeah, Juno did not want to have to play neutral against Cloud while in overheat. Oh, risky zips, and you lost for it. Oh, no.
Wonderful. Just great use of the Steam Cloud there, comboing into it, comboing out of it. Such good stuff from Juno. And now we're seeing one of these situations. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Ooh, not in overheat quite yet. Tried to get there with the propellers upward, but I mean, we're already just back against the wall here for Proto. But we've seen them make these comebacks before, but not today. Oh, the overheat forward strong, not going to get there.
Indeed. Okay, that's not going to explode the mine. But, okay, Juno playing a bit of a dangerous game with that up B.
Oh, the duck under the flat drop forwarder. All right, letting the missiles rock back into overheat as the cloud comes out. An excellent parry, but no, we missing the plat drop down air, I assume.
Absolutely devastating. That's just gonna kill. The up tilt, so much knockback, not much light character.